over to Danny.
Right? One of those pick me.
Daniel Sheen versus Jore Volk here. Volk's an All-American, so is Sheen, so this should be a good battle. This is 100 pounds, right?
100 pounds. We started at 113.
Right, so we got this in 106
Yep,
left.
that's correct. Yep.
Daniel Sheen for Illinois, jumping out to 2-0 lead over Jore Volk from Minnesota.
I will. There was only one or two things I thought we'd visit with.
He's going to try. Yep. Oh, yeah. I see that.
That two?
Two.
Yep. And one.
Two for correct throw, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Because he put him right on the hip.
Yep. Oh, man.
And trap.
And the way to look at that is, if he didn't land in an athletic stance, I made him not land in an athletic stance. Therefore, I get my 2 points.
See,
Should he hop
there's
sides
that
here?
converse argument. It always seems to work itself out. You might miss argument.
Yeah, that is
So his arm gets stuck there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in kind of a bad way right here.
Yeah, he is.
Why doesn't he go the other way towards the trap?
Because you always, ideally, you want to go away from the trap.
Right, but
Because
I mean-
on the way out, they don't have a post.
Yeah, right.
Right? You go towards the trap, he's got a post to get set out. There's a lot of good counters there.
Can't post, can't pick.
Yep.
So we're 4-3.
North Dakota.
Is there blocks? There is block in this match, right?
Yes.
They're not blocks, they're
We've
stuffed
had-
animals.
Gotcha.
We've had two. And both were confirmed.
Good blocks then. All right.
But there was that one that Sammy told him not to throw, remember?
Try to do him a favor. Don't do that. Don't do
And the guy threw it anyway. It was about a 6-second dismissal. Like a lot of my friends at the
Right.
bar on Friday night.
that. Right? Yeah, you gotta go. Gotta go.
Not today, buddy. All right, we got a slip. We're 5-5. This is a good scrap. Two All-Americans here.
Yep.
Mixing it up.
It's a 2-on-1 or a B2-on-1 match.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
And they're doing that reinforced key lock, you know?
Oh, yeah. He's going to spin it through again. Really wants to.
Yeah, you can see it, right?
Yep.
Trying to line his feet up for it. Well, he got headbutted. It wasn't intentional, but it happened.
Yep.
I talked to you a little about this, Zach, at Lincoln.
Yep.
You know, we talked about guys like if I'm a left leg lead and you're a right leg lead. How often do you work with guys and making sure they can lead both legs, versus, you know, so they can, you know, try to dictate the match versus their opponent?
Yeah, you know, it's for me. I've done a lot of work. I have a different way of figuring out which leg a kid's supposed to go with, because I'm a lead your right or lead the correct leg all the time guy, right? I know that sometimes you want to be able to throw out both legs, but if you wrestle in a square stance or switch legs, you'll always end up in a square stance at some point.
Which is wrong.
Which is
Because
wrong.
you have zero power
You
there.
have zero power, and you look passive, and you're not having forward motion or backwards motion. So I do a couple different things with my little ones, but the main thing I do the most when they're little is after they figure out what leg they're supposed to lead, I take tape and I put it around their foot. So every time they're at a tournament, they look down when they're little. They're supposed to have this one in front. So put that one up front.
What happens if you're a right leg lead and I'm a right leg lead?
How do we wrestle it, or what do I do?
No, I mean, like, you know, so like it's hard, right? Because you're almost like there's nothing to lean on, right?
No, I agree. But you know, that's to be honest with you, that's 75% of all wrestlers, right versus right.
Yeah.
You know,
So who ends up adjusting to being left? You know what I mean? Like,
the guy that's getting scored on.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll switch because if his style isn't dominant, he'll change his feet, and it's not a bad thing. But he'll change it in the match, and then eventually he'll be in a lesser position and lose per se, but not because he's trying to lose. He's just trying to find a way in because he can't win that dominant position.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like Red's doing a great job. He wants that right arm. He's getting the right arm in his 2-on-1. He's pressing the action. Hips are in, and he's making blue go square.
Yeah.
Now in Greco, that's perfect because that means I'm winning position, which also means I could be winning the passive ball, which means I'm scoring points.
Well, you and I talked about, you know, like a lot of times we think, hey, we're each going to get one chance down. And then we saw like 4 blue. Is that
caution.
confirmed? Oh, they got caution too.
And Volk scoring 4 points.
Yep. It's good work. Oh, he looks great.
Yeah.
No, he looks awesome.
Like 80 pounds.
Yeah, it's amazing. We were earlier this summer. I was with Mark in Missouri, and I said, "Hey, are you on the way down?" And he goes, "Yeah." You look good, dude. He just looks happier. Maybe a little angry, but he looks happier.
Absolutely.
Danny, when you get a lot of scrambles or these hard calls, do you find that it's Greco or freestyle that's more challenging?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a good question.
It is a good question.
Great question.
And most people will tell you that Greco's harder, and I don't think so.
I agree with you, Danny.
Because in Greco, I'm
What a shock Dominguez agreed with Danny.
No, it's right though. You don't see scramble.
I'm scanning from about mid calf
Yeah.
to the torso, scanning back and forth in case something goes wrong. Other than that, just let the points happen. In freestyle, just wait till it ends and score.
I agree. No, I mean,
Gives
it's
you another
tough.
second to think about it if it's crazy.
Yep.
And sometimes, and this is I don't know how I had this happen today. Arm spin on my right arm, pulls him back other way. It goes hand to hand, and they front out on their feet. What's the call?
Yeah.
I went 2.
Okay. That was interesting, but he landed on his feet. So it
Going
shouldn't
out of bounds, and maybe would have went 1. But
Okay.
a 2, I like the 2 call.
be. Sure. A lot of work there. I agree.
And there were a lot of questions about it, and I said,
Lou
you
caught
can't-
him here. Good
Good.
takedown.
That was nice.
Right at the. How many times have you refereed a match and gone back and watched it and go, "Wow, that call actually could have went like 2-3."
Not that often.
Really?
In 2017 in the U.S. Open, I did a finals with Dave
Good
from
match.
Burroughs,
Yep.
and I
Good
felt like I